problem there, but it seems to have sorted itself out. Can everybody hear me? Please let me know. Enough from you, miss. Oh, I've got a few comments in the chat. I'm going to pop through those. Can you hear me? Please let me know. I can see I've got 20 something of you there. But I don't know if I can be heard. Okay. Oh, great. I can be heard. Oh, fantastic. Hello, everybody. I hope we're all well. I have a number of you in there already watching and a few comments already to go through. So I hope you're all doing well. Do let me know what you're stitching on. I'm going to just pop back and take a look at the last comments. But before I do, as you can see, I've got Realm of Middle-earth out. And I'm working on this 1/1 full cross on some 25 count. And I've just had a delivery.
Yes, it's essential live stream food and drink. We have a cup of tea and, of course, a Freddo.
Woohoo! Oh, so I'm going to be having some Freddo as we stitch. Okay. Just going to open up this packet. And like as promised, I'm going to pop through the comments that I can already see. So first and foremost, this week, at the top of the tree, I have Catherine coming in on Facebook. I thought I did. Can't see it in my messages at the moment. I'll just refresh that one. Oh, yep, there she is. She's sitting on the sidelines waiting, and she says working on her third pass on the tall masts. 80s music on TV, a link to my tablet to join you all live. Hi everyone, hope all is well. A lovely sunny and 82 degrees in South Georgia. Thank you, Catherine.
South Georgia.
Yep.
The temptation to start singing Devil Goes Down to Georgia now.
You didn't even know that song until I told you about it. Okay, let's go through and check out the chat comments, because there has been a few. So Missy, hello and good evening to everyone. Hi, Mrs. Miggins, and Missy, of course. Hi, Anna Karen. Saskia is in the middle of a field today, walking home after a sunny day in the city. Thanks for tuning in, Saskia. That's dedication if you are indeed in the middle of a field. Red, hello there. How are you? Hope you are well. Not seen you for a couple of weeks. Patricia, hello there to you. And Ava, sorry I missed your last live. Please don't apologise, Ava. I know sometimes, you know, you can make it and sometimes not. So please don't worry. I won't hold it against you, I promise. Okay? Right. Red says, yes, we can hear you. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Cheryl, Sandy, Cassiopeia. Are you to my live? I'm not familiar with the name. Mrs. Miggins, hi, good evening, Nicola, Andy, and everybody. Silver Stitches, hello there. Cheryl Craft Channel is stitching Disney, and hello, Amanda. Well, it's been a week. It's certainly been a week for me this week. Without giving too much away, my ex-husband is causing me a little bit of financial grief at the moment. So solicitors involved at £300 per hour. And that is most unpleasant. Thank God for model stitching work and overtime, eh? On the good news is I have booked the big stitch, so I'm going to the big stitch. I know that Sharon, you'll be there, and I certainly will as well, both days. So you'll have to come and find me, my dear. Right, okay. Missy, lovely nails. Thank you. It's like a berry colour. I think they call it something berry. And my phone's doing the wonky thing again, even though I have restarted it. So I can only apologise for my rubbish phone. Okay. It has been misbehaving a little bit recently, I have to say. Red, yes, I was off and social media because I was finishing my thesis. Just need my concula to say yes, and I'll be finishing uni in 1 month. Ooh. Fingers crossed for you, Red. Fingers crossed indeed. Saskia, all good because I'm keeping you company on your way home. Cassiopeia is to do with Greek legends. I think so. And there's also a constellation, Cassiopeia as well. For anybody who's into astronomy. Done 650, sorry, no, 665 stitches so far, by the way. Okay. Pale Fire Inca, who is Nell. Hello, I'm stitching G Ledger from Reflect du Soir. Nice. Gorgeous nails. Thank you, Silver Stitches. And Sharon says, I will certainly hunt you out. Hunt away. I will be there. I'm pretty sure that you'll recognise me, eh? Okay. Silver Stitches sent a message on Facebook. Let's just hunt that one out. Silver Stitches, yes, of course. And I will show it on the stream if you're happy for me to do so. Okay, Red. So this past few weeks I was stressful and exciting at the same time, and thank you for your wishes. And you're very welcome. I've been wondering how things were going for you. Hi, Clover Stitcher. Sundays 8:30 p.m. in Germany is often family time, but always watching it later. No worries at all. Well, as I'm sure you know, Cassiopeia, the stream is always available. You know, so even if you're not able to make it there and then, there's always that catch-up option. Okay. Missy, I've been stitching on the older craft room by Ciro Marchetti today, 700 stitches, so now I'm crocheting. Lovely. I've been doing a bit on Hannah's this week. Okay. My mum is amazed by a Lord of the Rings map. Thank you, Saskia. Tell her thank you very much. It's a labour of love, this one. 790,000 stitches. It's a Tilton Crafts one, this one too, although it's no longer available. But yeah, it's great. Clover Stitches crocheting too. Would rather be stitching orders come in first. Yeah, that's understandable. Okay. Are you happy for me to show your progress on the stream, Silver Stitches? Just let me know, please. I don't want to show anything without, but it looks great. Red, yes, forgot to share with you guys. I started using Pattern Keeper after all your advice, and I'm a huge fan of it. Ah, that's fantastic.
You said to me the other day you wouldn't go back to paper patterns now.
Not if I can help it, no. Sandy Stitching on Daydream by Heather Edwards, Pain-Free Crafts, 26.08%. And Sharon, no. Stitching on Haid Hot Air Balloon 44.22. Yes, thank you very much for that. Ugh, just bear with me 2 ticks. Yeah, just bear with me. I'm just trying to get into my Facebook on my tablet. And I can share your message. Oh. We went through a bit of a thing, changing passwords recently because Lauren was hacked. Oh, now it's telling me I can't update the password. Oh, do you know?
What are you trying to do now?
I'm trying to get into my Facebook account.
Oh, okay.
It's just being silly now. Oh, I'm in.
Hey, that's a massive patch of earthworks.
Now I've got to see if I can get any messages. Why is there no messages function? Desktop site. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys.
Ooh, they're not listed.
No, I can't get onto it on my tablet. I'm so sorry, Silver Stitch. I'm not able to show those unless you can send them across to me in an email. If you can pop them in an email to me, and then I'll happily show them. But you know, the thing is just playing up, and I haven't got the patience at the moment. Right, okay. So I have a few comments to catch up. Okay. Clover Stitch the same way with Pattern Keeper. I don't like paper patterns anymore for sure. Yeah, I only get them if I'm doing a model stitch. Amanda, stitching on Treasure Hunt bookshelf supersize. Ooh, fantastic. Silver Stitches, paper patterns give me a headache, but I'm persevering with my Mirabilias, definitely.
We saw a Mirabilia, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was in a charity shop.
Yeah, stitched Mirabilia in a charity shop. It was really pretty, but, you know, it was... I didn't really have anywhere to put it, otherwise I would have rescued it.
It was... What was it being sold for? 20, 25?
20, either £20 or £25, yeah.
And you reckon it was worth double?
I think so, yeah. In the right hands, it'd be worth more than that. Red, I can still use paper charts, but if I can choose, I reach for Pattern Keeper. Absolutely. Saskia, need to step out for a bit. We need to take the dog for a walk. So we'll now need 2 hands and 3 pairs of eyes. Good luck, Saskia. I don't think we can share photographs in the chat, Red, unfortunately. Silver Stitches, my email address is stitch. In fact, I'll type it into the chat for you. I think it's going to be easier.
No, it's not.
Andy, I keep thinking you're talking to me.
Sorry.
What have I done? Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I can't seem to get away from technical problems today.
Let's blame the ex-husband, Nikki.
No, that's all in capitals. Oh, for God's sake. I'm sorry, I must sound so frustrated and awful tonight, but I am a little bit frustrated because my ex-husband, as I said, has caused me a bit of grief, and I didn't have a very good time at weigh-in this week. And this today when I was working, I couldn't get anything right. Every time I tried to do something, it was like computer says no, and I was just getting quite annoyed. So the grumpy old woman that was on the first version of my floss tube last week has basically been around all week. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Christine. I hope you're both okay. Better than me. It's 2:50 p.m. on a Sunday in New York. Fantastic.
New York. Song in that somewhere.
We have an area in our town called New York.
Yeah, football grounds built on it. That's why it's called New York Stadium.
Mm. But
trust me, it's nothing like New York.
Oh, definitely not.
It's very...
Thanks, Red. Yeah, I'm just having one of those times at the moment where... What's my saying that I used here?
What's saying?
Like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking competition. Because nothing seems to be going right at the moment. Cheers, Silver Stitches. We'll get that out in a sec. Hate it when I have those days, so no worries. Thanks, Missy. But I did sound like a grumpy old woman last week, which is why I re-recorded my floss tube, because I thought, God, if I let that go out, I'll lose subscribers, not gain any.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, it was awful. You didn't watch it back. I'm very critical of myself. Okay. Yes, Amanda, it is quite cool. We also have a New Zealand in our town, because in our town, there is a town with the same name in New Zealand, and my granddad visited back in the 80s. He made it his mission.
The New Zealand we have here is it's a street. It's
actually it's a yard.
Well, it's got a street sign.
Yeah, but it's a yard. It's a goods yard. Loading dock. So how did my weigh-in go? I'm going to take the 5th on that one, Sandy. I didn't lose anything, let's put it that way, and I didn't maintain either. It wasn't a lot that I put on, but still, it was just one thing in a long line that I didn't need. And I was quite annoyed.
We have proof, though, have we not, that you have lost a bit since then?
Oh, yeah. But you see, I mean, Thursday, I had a rubbish day at work. It was quite busy and stressful. I had all this with my ex-husband. My ex-husband and I still own this property together, and we need to do the financial settlement, and basically he's playing silly beggars over it, which is his right, you know. I mean, if he wants to do that, that's fine, but you know, it's costing me an awful lot of money in doing so.
It's not very helpful.
And so then I had to speak to a solicitor, because the lady from mediation phoned me up and said, no, it's not happening. So I had to speak to a solicitor who said, well, it's going to cost me £300 an hour for them to, you know, for the solicitors to act for me. Are you okay with that? And I went, well, no, not really. You know, I can do an awful lot with £300. But, you know, if it's £300 an hour, it is what it is. And then I had to go back to mediation, and they say that I have to have some kind of a form to prove that my ex-husband is not willing to participate in mediation. So in order for me to get that form, I have to go through my portion of the mediation, and that's going to cost me £126. So on top of the solicitors at £300, there's another £126 for the mediation that my ex-husband isn't even going to participate in, just so I can say to the solicitor that, yes, I aimed for it, yes, I showed up for it, but he certainly didn't. These places certainly do know how to make their money. In my next life, I'm coming back as a solicitor. I am not even kidding. Rosemary, hello. Patricia, yes, you're absolutely right. Female Crusader, hi there, new cross stitcher. How long have you been cross stitching? I see you using cross and your own grid lines. I have been cross stitching since I was 14 years old, which is now 35 years. And this is a partially pre-gridded fabric. You can maybe perhaps see that there's some very faint pink lines here, but those are 20 by 20 squares. So I've just remarked them in 10 by 10, you know, just for ease of counting. Amanda, I could never do weigh-in. Stress does that to me. You know what? I normally don't mind. I've lost more than 5.5 stone. And, you know, any other week I would have been happy with a gain. It wouldn't have bothered me. But just for everything that was going on, it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. Sandy, that's only the first time. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, lots of people have said that, and I am doing my best to look at the bigger picture. What a waste of time. Absolutely agree. And I'm quite annoyed that, you know, I'm going to get charged all this money, and he's just, you know, sat there like Lord Milk and expecting everything to happen for him.
He's always done that, though, hasn't he?
I'm just hoping that he doesn't respond to the letter, because if that's the case, then it'll be as low as an amount as we can get away with, and then rubber stamp by the court and off you go. But knowing my luck, probably not. Anyway, right, I've got this email from Silver Stitches, so I'm just going to grab out these pictures. So Silver Stitches has been working on an Amy Stewart. Okay. Birds and Blooms. And she says, do ignore the fabric, but. So let me just move my light a touch. There we go. So it looks like you've been working on the diagonal. Is it 25 count that you're working on? Lovely, neat work. Very nice progress. It's a beautiful chart, so I'll be very happy to see further progress of that one, Silver Stitches. Nicely done. Okay, let's go back to my stream. Okay. Patricia, yeah, you've been doing so well up to now. It's just a blip. Yeah, it is. And my head I'll give it a wobble and we will be just fine. Female Crusader, Silver Stitches says she's been cross-stitching for about 3 years. And Red started 5 years ago because she saw the floss tube community. Yeah, it's a lovely community, the floss tube community. And, you know, you'll get all the support that you need. And it looks like Female Crusader, you started cross-stitching just this year. Oh, you see now, once you've started, that's it. There's no escape. And that Andy's over in his chair and he's chuckling away because he knows I'm right, that there is no escape.
I'm not a stitcher.
But you can stitch. Patricia, I've got 20 by 20 gridded fabric before. I didn't think anybody used that. Yeah. The DMC Magic Guide on 25 count, the grid lines are over 20 by 20 squares. So I just pop in a 10 by 10 grid over the top of it, using the initial line as my guide. 3776. Female Crusader, that's nice. I will hope you always be having fun with it. I'm sure she will, Red. Silver Stitches, what are you stitching? So Female Crusader, do share with us what's your project. Amanda says, so awesome that you've lost as much as you have. Yeah. Just call this your steep hill that you're going up right now. Yeah. And I think, you know, you're absolutely right, because as the closer I get towards my goal, the harder it's going to be to lose the weight. And I know that. And I've got to, as I've said before, I've got to work on the capacity versus contentment sort of thing. Because I can, you know, still eat an awful lot. But it's just now making sure that if I do eat a lot, making sure it's the right foods. Because it's very easy to slip back into old habits. And I want the new habits to stay.
Well, I don't want to sort of rat you out, Nikki, but obviously the other day when you had all that stress and that.
Oh, yeah.
You sat on it a massive
bag of
crisps.
You see, that's the thing, right? Thursday in the evening, you know, I came home and I opened like a family-sized pack of crisps and I ate every one. And it was just pure because I was annoyed. And Andy looked at me and he said, normally I'd be talking about the sins in that. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Basically, I knew when to shut my mouth.
Yeah, I was definitely an approach with caution. Patricia still can't get over how fast you stitch. You see the two-handedness, and because I've said this before, I think my job actually helps because I work on a computer with two screens, so I'm looking always from one thing to the other and letting my hands do their own thing. And I think that's just sort of translated over well into stitching, you know, and I'm able to sort of flip between. Female Crusader, my first piece is a little girl with dragon rings. It's a kit on 11 count Ada. That sounds lovely.
Lovely, lovely.
Fantastic. And starting on 11 count is really good because with the higher count of Ada, you get used to the feel of it and how it works, and, you know, get used to the right hole, and, you know, making sure, you know, you're getting a bit of practice not splitting the Ada blocks and so on and so forth. So 11 count is probably, you know, a good count to start on.
Your model stitching was on 11 count, wasn't it?
No, it was on 6 count. That was the vintage one, the one on the navy blue fabric.
Oh, yeah.
6 count, yeah, and 6 strands.
Which surely must have felt like a step back.
There you go, you see. Yeah, definitely. There you go, you see, Silver Stitches. Lots of approval for your work, so do keep sharing, won't you? Okay. Lol, no escape, love it. You see, right, there are currently 41 people watching this live stream, and I'm pretty sure every single one will back me up on this hobby. Once you're in it, you know, it's like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave.
It's just me who never understood that line.
Checking out doesn't always mean physical. That's what they mean, innit?
I'm not clever enough to work that sort of stuff out.
Okay, let me kind of spell it out for you. It means that you're either,
yeah,
or your mind has gone somewhere else.
Oh, right. I get it now.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Thank you to Red, Patricia and Missy. This is from Silver Stitches. I would probably cringe at my first attempts at stitching. You know what? Everybody's got to start somewhere, haven't they? You know, don't get me wrong. I have seen some truly awful stitching in my time. I've seen some truly fabulous stitching in my time. But you know what? Each piece, it's the stitcher's own piece. And it's them doing it. And it's a piece of them in a piece of art.
That's a good way of thinking about it, actually.
Thank you, dear.
It can be very inspirational at times.
Silver Stitches, I'm stitching on 18 count. I doubt I could stitch on 25. Yep, 25 can be a bit small. But, do you know, I'm finding as I'm getting older, yes, I'm going to have to admit that I'm old. I actually don't particularly enjoy 25 count with pale colours. I don't mind so much with the dark colours, but especially with the pale colours, I'm finding it very difficult at the moment. And I don't know whether it's just my age, which of course it could be. You know, my sight's deteriorated over the last couple of years, I know. And I just think that, you know, sometimes I've got to get a magnifier out just to stitch on, you know, like this very pale yellow. If I wasn't streaming, I'd have my magnifier out. I can't put my magnifier out when I'm streaming because it'd get in the way. But to be fair, my eyes aren't as tired today, so I'm good.
call that a first world problem.
Red says, Silver Stitches, you don't want to see my first embroidery stitches. It just needs time and your stitches look already gorgeous. Keep up with the good work. Yep. Patricia, just think about how much you'll have lost next way in. Yeah, I've got a busy week this week. I'm working from home tomorrow. I'm in the office on Tuesday. I'm working from home on Wednesday because I have the absolutely, totally pointless one-sided mediation session, which I'm paying 126 quid for. And then on Thursday, I'm doing something a little bit different. So you may have heard me say about this on an old floss tube, but the company that I work for, we hold regular volunteer days. We're allowed 2 days a year in which we can volunteer in our local community. And I'm going to volunteer again this year at a food bank and a food distribution centre. So I should be doing that on Thursday. So I should be doing plenty of physical activity. And if I haven't lost anything by Thursday night, I will proper cry. And I ugly cry when I cry. So, you know. Yeah, so definitely I'm right with the checking out and can never leave. Okay. Yes, definitely. Oh, I love that song. I have my ideas on that song. Yeah, Silver Stitches. And Ava is in agreement. I've made mistakes on my first piece already with the wrong colour in some areas, but it's okay. I also find it hard on the eyes and can only work an hour between rests. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm saying, Female Crusader, because you've picked up that kit, you're having a bash at it. Okay, some of the colours might be in the wrong place. There might be a stitch out in the wrong place. It absolutely doesn't matter. If you can look at that work with pride when you've done it and think, do you know what? I did that. What does it matter? Really? As long as you are happy with it. And of course, with the odd mistake in it, or shall we say, the odd stitch amendment, you'll make it unique to you. What more can we as stitchers ask for, eh? I've got stitches all over this that are in the wrong place. I've got a whole section where I've got 2 shades of this delightful gold colours mixed up. It's mine. It's only me going to see it.
There's only you know where the mistakes are.
Yep. And if it's only me that knows where the mistakes are, then nobody else is going to know, are they? Okay. Pale Fire Inca Red doesn't want to leave Nell. Doesn't want to leave Callie or stop stitching. Pale Fire Inca, sorry, again, Nell. I actually admire my early stitching. I was ignorant but courageous. And you know what? That's the thing. If you can do something, like pick up a project, whether it be stitching, embroidery, knitting, beadwork, bookbinding, quilling, anything like that, and you pick it up and you have a go at it, yeah, it's courage. You get a result and you take pride in that result. Absolutely. You cannot be much older than me. Silver Stitches, I am 49. I have my big 50 next year. I'm supposed to be going to Las Vegas, but cheers, ex-husband, I don't think that'll be happening. And Silver Stitches was also a bundle of nerves when I started a Haid. You know, Haids aren't that bad. They're not that scary. I think they're overwhelming to a new stitcher because of the sheer size of some of them. But you just take each stitch as it comes and you can't go wrong. the first Haid I did a few Haids previously. I've done a couple of quick stitches, and which were still 10,000 odd stitches. This one I did was, in fact, let me show you. Because now I've got Facebook logged in on this phone, I can show you. Right, okay. A couple of finishes of mine, one of which I actually gifted to my sister. If you're on my Facebook, you might have seen them if you browse my photos. Oh, I have a lot of albums. Is it in that one? Yes, it's with my sister. She was the recipient for this piece. I'll just show you the piece itself first. Oh, that was good. So this one is Scott Gustafson's which quick stitch The Wizard of Oz. My sister is a massive Wizard of Oz fan, and as you can see in that, I'd already sort of started framing it, and I'll just show you the picture of my sister with it. Sis, if you're watching this, please don't kill me. But as you can see, I've put it in a box frame, and I used some yellow, a deep box frame, and I used some yellow card in the background, and then a blue piece of organza ribbon just in the bottom corner, because it then picked up the yellow and the blue in the actual piece itself. So that's one that I did. Okay. And then I did Minnie Lost in You, which was artwork by Rachel Marks. And the amount of Kreinik in this one was ridiculous. And I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I think there was like 20,000 Kreinik stitches or something. But it's gorgeous. That one is Minnie Lost in You. And of course, I've got Avarice as well. But then I think all my other ones are not Haid finishes. Ah, that's a better one. There you go. That's the finish of The Wizard of Oz. It's a better one. You can see it there. So there you go. Okay. I'm just answering you now. There we go. Patricia Avarice is in this house. It's just the where did I put it? I'm due to have my regular sort out of my city bits. I've got some time off at the end of May, so I shall look it out then. I know nothing tragic has befallen it. Silver Stitches, there's a sale on today. There's lots of sales at the moment. I don't know if you saw Darren's update, Dizzy Stitcher. He said that Cross Stitch for Everyone, Cross Stitch Studio, Tilton Crafts are regularly running sales and coupons at the moment. Haid, possibly Charting Creations, and I think Artisy as well. I'm pretty sure he mentioned Artisy having sales. So they're literally everywhere. It's like spring bonanza for us stitchers. The sale today could only afford one pattern. That was a picture I wanted from a now closed diamond painting store. Not a stitch of 310 in it. I wish I could afford envy and vanity. Silver Stitches, what did you buy? I'm nosy. Okay. You all right there, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, for those of you that watch Andy's channel, he's put out the video of the Hovis Hill today, Shaftesbury in Dorset. So if you do get a chance, whiz over and have a look. He was chucking it down with rain though, bless him. Got wet through, didn't you, love?
It's all stuff I'm used to.
Used to, yeah, but it don't mean to say you have to like it, does it?
No.
Anyway, so I'm quite looking forward to the big stitch. I've, booked for the 2 days, and there's lunches provided on both those days, and there is tea and coffee all day long, which is super. And there's all sorts of bits going off there as well, so I should be quite interested. And there's lots of vendors, and I'll be meeting up with Sarah from Pain Free Crafts, because she'll be staying in a hotel that's actually near where I live, so that'll be nice. Okay. Do you know of a good company that has people from the 1700s to 1800s? I can draw very well, but I like to do people, and cross-stitching may help me in that. Nope. In all honesty, nope. No idea, I'm afraid. It's very difficult to sort of drill it down by, your searches by sort of subject matter. But if you're looking for something like, people, cross stitch for people, the difficulty is that some artists, it's chucking it down. Some artists do, I think, lots of people, and some artists do scenery, and some artists do both, and some artists do neither. And unfortunately, unless you sort of know a particular artist, I wouldn't have thought it'd be very easy to find a particular piece. And of course, if you want to ever look at converting some of your artwork into cross stitch, there's always Stitch Picks photo charting. talked about it on my floss tube. And Andy and I have Stitch Picks photo charting. So any photos of your own, we can convert. And if they are of an artist, as long as they're not licensed with another cross-stitch company, if you wanted to convert a particular piece, as long as you had that artist's permission and could prove that, you know, we can convert the image for you. So but for more information on that, see my last floss tube, because this is all about stitching and battering and all that good stuff. Viron by Elena Lazareva. Sharon, I don't think it's a massive long way from the car park into the venue. But the good thing about Magna is at the back of Magna, which is presumably where that you go in via the entrance. The entrance is actually at the back. Because it's a family place in the summer, I do believe that there are a few sort of benches and things dotted around. So even if there is a bit of a walk, you know, you might, you know, be able to get a bit of respite, a bit of seating en route. But Magna itself, where this big stitch is being held, it's it was a steel mill, a working steel mill. And it was one of the bigger ones in the area. Of course, that was back until sort of, you know, the 80s and the 90s when they all started closing. Mention no names, Tory government, but there you go. I had a lovely time with you guys. I'm going to go to sleep. I usually start at 8 o'clock. I had to be transportation by 6. Have a good time. Bye. Bless you, Red. And fingers crossed for a good week for you this week. Okay. Hope things go well. Okay. So Nell has shared 2 projects with me via email. 2 projects that she's worked on this week. Welcome to share. Sodalite by Carolyn Manning on 36 count 2/2. And G Ledger by Reflex de Soir on 38 count 1/2. So that is the G Ledger by Reflex de Soir. I don't know why it's come up bigger on this one and it wouldn't on the other. And let's have a look at your Carolyn Manning. Oh, that's some gorgeous colours in that. Look at that. Come on, don't, that's it. Amazing. They're beautiful now. Absolutely fantastic. Keep them coming, guys and gals. I do love sharing these lovely bits of work. Fantastic. Right, where am I on this? I've not done much stitching today, I'll be honest, because I've done some work and I've done some admin work and cooked a dinner. We had a roast chicken dinner today. And this week as well, I've been sorting out when my new kitchen's come in. I thought that the fitters had disappeared off Facebook. Turns out that they'd been hacked. I got a note through the door this week, and a week on Friday, work starts on my new kitchen. Woohoo! Can't wait. They'll demolish it on the Friday, build a new one the Saturday and the Sunday, tiles on the Monday, job done. Yes, Nell, I can imagine there's no words. I think this Carolyn Manning puts together her shades really, really well. And, you know, it doesn't matter which one of those that you're doing, whether it be a red swan, a yellow one, a multicoloured one, a green one, a blue one, whatever. The colours just seem to be absolutely amazing in them. But then again, then again, I enjoyed doing Autumn Waltz. Ugh, my Freddo's gone. Yeah. Okay. Haven't even done 100 stitches yet. I'm an hour in. Too much going on, that's what it is. So yeah, so I'm excited to have my new kitchen. It's a first for me. I haven't had ever a new kitchen in my life that I've picked myself and paid for and all the rest of it. They've all come from, like, you know, I used to have a local authority property and, you know, they replaced the kitchen in that, but it was their kitchen, not my kitchen. So yeah, I mean, when we moved into this house, me and my ex-husband, we always knew that the kitchen would need updating, and it's just been left and left and left and left and left and left and left. But you know, now we're at the point that yeah, it needs doing. And me and Hannah went yesterday and had our nails done. As you can see, I've gone for the full colour this time. And Hannah's got silver, white, pink and blue. I think it's pink and blue. You know, she absolutely loves hers. She might be down in a bit and show them off. And then I've got Lauren's back to school tomorrow. The Easter break is over. So, yeah. Life just continues now. Endless rounds of work. Oh, well, the end of May, I'll have a week off. And then a long weekend the week after. That's when me and you are off to the smoke, dear.
Yeah.
I think we will end up driving it down, you know.
I'm expecting it now.
And I have a model stitch, which I am probably halfway through. And it's one with a lot of backstitch. And I mean a lot of backstitch. So I'm backstitching as I go. Lots of little motifs. Backstitch them up. Job done. It'll be done very, very soon. Do I have to restart any projects? I've only ever once restarted a project, and that was Night Cafe. My 2/1 tent stitch piece, and it was because I didn't count the original. I didn't size the original fabric properly, and I took it out of my frame to demonstrate on a photograph that even though it was 2/1 tent stitch, that it wasn't distorting in any way. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking, it doesn't look big enough. The fabric doesn't look big enough. I knew that I wasn't halfway down, but it was like halfway down this piece of fabric, but I knew I wasn't halfway down the pattern. Oh, and I was devastated, absolutely devastated. I'd done 40-something thousand stitches on it, and I had to restart. But I reused the remaining fabric for Daughter of the Deep, and I counted it very, very thoroughly, and I marked off every 100 stitches, that kind of thing. So I wasn't going to fall into that trap again. Bless you. Somebody just sneezed upstairs. But no, I'm not, generally speaking, in the habit of restarting if I can help it. Mainly because I think I'd probably get bored with the piece, and I wouldn't want to stitch it. If I had to stitch it again, I wouldn't want to stitch it again, especially if it's like a big piece, But of course, I had to with the Night Cafe, because it's the biggest piece that I will ever do. It's the one that probably get left in my will to somebody. Because at the moment, it's not looking good for it to be finished before I'm in my mid-80s. So, will I still be stitching in my mid-80s? I don't know. Silver Stitches, Patricia, I've had about 4 restarts. 3 were early examples of my stitching, and threads I used were borrowed from my parents when I completely lost all apart from the floss cards. And Patricia, I've just started one. I think I'm going to restart it. I started on 25 count 1/1, but I'm struggling with it. Yeah, you definitely need to stitch on a count that's comfortable for you, for sure. And if you've only just started it, I'm pretty sure you can't be too far into it, so it's not be so disturbing to restart. Hi Joe, happy Sunday to you too. Hope you're doing well. Wow, Silver Stitches, your parents are in the 70s and still cross-stitching. Fantastic. As long as my eyes don't give out, I'll be there in my 70s too. That's not so bad, Patricia. 1,000 stitches. It's, that for me is like a day's work. And, if it did ever come to it, I think I would be okay with that. But 1,000 stitches is, in the grand scheme of things, is not a lot, is it? I was watching Tracy earlier on A World of Stitches, and she's just restarted the piece. And, when she's restarted it, she's been so much happier. And that's the thing. You have to, these patterns are a labour of love. And if you don't love the process, then you're not going to love the piece, are you? It'll be like, oh yeah, it's a gorgeous piece, but oh my goodness, it were a bugger to do. Sounds like a bit of a breeze out there, love. Something travelling down the street. Wish I could stitch 1,000 in a day. Yeah, it's more by luck for me. I'm an early riser. Of course, I still kept the same routine through the pandemic, even though I was working from home. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this loads. I still kept the same getting up routine, and I'm usually up early on a weekend too. So I've had a couple of nights though just lately where, you know, I've had to say to Andy, you know, you need to tell me to stop stitching because otherwise I'll just stitch all night long. And that's when I make mistakes. If I stitch past a certain time, if I like say stitch past 11 p.m, forget it. I'm going to be making mistakes all over the shop. Not a good idea. Just move up a touch. Joe, we have sunshine and errands completed. Yay. Nice one. Does that mean you're free for stitchy time? Patricia, not too many. I love the pattern, but the county's making it hard work. It's a Scottish flag. Ah, the saltire. Random fun fact, I once had a pair of sandals and my feet got sunburned, and because of the strap arrangement it looked like I got saltire on my feet. Silver Stitches, I can write 2,000 words of a story in 3 hours. So swings and roundabouts. Definitely. Not quite as busy this week, but that's okay. Yeah, all participating, which is what's important. Oh. Still lovely thing to do these lives. I do enjoy them. Oh, I had another interesting little job today for my stepdad. Now, my stepdad is nearly 82. And I had to organise for a blue badge for him. For those of you that aren't in the UK, it's so that it can go on his car, so he can park in places that are a little bit easier for him. His mobility's not so good, bless him. So I've sorted out that application today. He's listening to me bend his ear about the ex-husband, so I've done his parking badge for him. So is that blurry? Or is it me? That's better. Playing silly devils again. Hannah managed to lock herself out of her online banking as well. So that was another job that we had to do. She's got one of these fancy phones where she uses a fingerprint to unlock it. And she had to reset her fingerprint. Don't ask, I've no idea. And the banking app didn't like it. and it's wanted to send her a text message, but it turns out that when Hannah got a new phone number a couple of years ago, he didn't tell the bank. Whoops. So it's going to be a few days before she's able to use her internet banking. And she says, annoyingly, she says, I never look at it, but I want to look at it now. I can't get into it. Sharon, they're so time consuming to complete. They want to know so much. Yes, absolutely, they do. They are terrible. Did he already have one? No, he hadn't got one. They've had one in the past because my late mum had a blue badge. But of course my mum's passed away, so that blue badge had to be returned. But his mobility's got sort of less and less over the last few years, even though he still drives and still goes and does his own weekly shop and all the rest of it. But he can't climb his stairs very easily anymore. And, you know, sometimes he's got a dog, and sometimes the dog can pull a little bit and make things uncomfortable for him. So we try and keep him as comfortable as we can. And Hannah, my daughter, goes and stays with him 2 or 3 nights a week, and you know, helps him where she can. She helps him every week. She helps him with his shopping for a start, but also helps with the dog and all the rest of it. So yeah, you need to take him everywhere with you now, and that's your parking sorted. Yeah, he's still an independent soul. He doesn't like having to rely on us. And I think that's the gutting thing for him sometimes. You know, he's had to be in hospital recently. You know, he was in hospital over Christmas. And he does dislike sort of relying on. He's such an independent character. But he does know that, you know, if he needs us, we're there. Not a problem. I mean, when he was poorly just before Christmas, you know, we got him over. We got Hannah over there to look after him, and of course he ended up in hospital and things. And you know, we sorted things out between us, and took all the pressure off him, because the last thing he needed to do was to be worrying about his flat, you know, bits and bobs. But that's what we do, isn't it? Joe, yesterday time, working on a big-ish piece for brother-in-law from Busby Designs on Etsy. A bass fisherman catching a big fish. Sounds good. You know, Etsy's quite nice sometimes because there's lots of stuff on there. Lots of, you know, smaller, you know, not full coverage stuff, or, you know, stuff that's kind of a bit more niche. It's good. I like Etsy for some, you know, for some stuff. Sharon, they're probably calling for face-to-face. Yeah, we're expecting that. I mean, he's very lucky because the flat that he lives in, that was where he lived with my mum. And my mum had mobility issues. She had heart problems. She had diabetes. She had blood pressure problems. If you opened a medical dictionary just at a random page, you'd probably got one of the conditions on that page. I'm not even kidding. My mum had that much stuff wrong with her. But you know, the main thing she had was chronic lung disease, and she was on oxygen. So the flat that he lives in was already adapted. It's a first floor, but there's a stair lift in it. There's grab rails. There's a walk-in shower. You know, so it's already, you know, adapted to suit him. Otherwise, you know, he'd have had to move. If they'd have taken the stair lift out, he'd have had to move, because, you know, if he tries to get upstairs now without the stair lift, it's hands and knees. You know, almost like, you know, like when a toddler's first learning to climb upstairs. It's a bit like that. You know, sometimes he has to nip to my loo for, you know, and of course mine is upstairs, and it does take him some time to get up there. So, but that's him, bless him. But that was another job that we got ticked off the list. I got a lot done today. Transferred a fair bit of money around, paid for a couple of things. Grudgingly, I might add. Oh, no, come on, too many stitches there. But it's a good sense of and satisfaction, you know, when you've got stuff done. And that more than anything, I think. Start Monday off with a clean slate. Yes, I have a couple of jobs to do tomorrow, but the brunt of the hard stuff is done. Joe, a week on Friday, they are going to start. It'll be Friday demolish, Saturday build, Sunday build, Monday tile and finish. It's not a very big kitchen, mine. It's only very small. So I'm quite looking forward to it. Saying earlier that it's the first time ever I have had a new kitchen from scratch. Yep, Silver Stitch is a new kitchen. I'm hoping to get the valuation of the house done though while the old one's still in. Because I need that for the solicitors as well. So I'm going to get on and arrange a valuation. Yes, Sharon, we have got rid of so much stuff. It's unbelievable already. Because I will actually be losing some cupboard space as well, which gives me, you know, less of a chance to harbour stuff when the new kitchen's in. And there will be more thinning out as well, because some of the stuff from the cupboards I haven't sort of gone through yet. And I'm going to work on I would normally say the 6-month rule, but I'm going to be working on like the 12-month rule. If it's not being used in 12 months, or if it's unlikely to be used in the next 12 months, out it goes. Where's Andy taking me out to eat? Well, we'll still have an air fryer, a microwave, and obviously our fridge with sort of cold food in it. I'm not so much of a problem, but obviously, you know, the kids, because Andy will have his children here that weekend. I know, just to add something else into the mix, they will probably go out for their, you know, go and get food. Get food out, whether it be, you know, I don't know, McDonald's or go to Morrison's for a lunch or something, I don't know. But obviously, you know, the house can't be left because the kitchen fitters will be here, and so it can't be left unattended by, at the very least, me. But then again, you know, I'm dead easy, you know, salads, things that pop in the microwave, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not hard to to entertain with food. Who the flip is Hedgehog? Hi, Grandma. I don't have any grandchildren. That might end up being somebody that gets deleted. Unless it's somebody that actually identifies themselves as somebody that I know. Somebody's lost. Very possibly. I certainly don't have any grandchildren. I'm too young for them shenanigans. I'm hearing some strange noises outside. This is not like the wind the other week when like trampolines were going for a walk and the bins were on a speed awareness course. It's just nice and quiet now. I took a walk to my town on Saturday morning to meet Hannah. And it takes me about an hour to walk down into the town. And there was a lot of ambulances knocking about. I mean, at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, you wouldn't think that ambulances would be around, but no, they were out in force. It's unbelievable. I think I saw 4 ambulances and 2 police cars. I won't take it before Mrs. Miggins because the kitchen itself is an absolute wreck. I will, however, take a picture post-demolition and I will take pictures during construction as well, so you can see the process, no problem at all. But I won't show a picture of it now because I'm utterly ashamed of it. It's awful. It's like this colour. It's just horrible. Yes, Silver Stitches, my needle mind does indeed say I run on coffee and cross stitch. And Sharon, the other Sharon, who's not been in for a bit, I sent her some printouts through the post because she hadn't got a printer. And as luck would have it, it was a pattern that she proved that she had, and I'd already got. And she sent me a needle minder to say thank you. And yes, indeed, I run on coffee and cross stitch.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. Oh, you're still awake then?
Yeah, sorry, I drifted off for a bit. I do apologise. I do that sometimes.
Hello, Sophia in Portugal. How are you? I watch a few YouTubers that are out in Portugal, usually British expats that have bought small holdings out there and are creating an off-grid life for themselves. It looks beautiful. Mrs. Miggins, you are not the only one. I'm looking forward to seeing it too. I'm looking forward to seeing the back of this old one, I tell you. Oh, great stuff. Glad you're doing well. What are you stitching on, Sophia? And can you enable anyone? Guarantee in this chat somebody will have been enabled by something. Hey, I wonder if Saskia's got home with the dogs yet. One day I'll be stitching along with you, but sometimes I prefer to talk than stitch on lives. Yeah, you know, sometimes I'm the same. I'll just sit and watch. Sometimes I'll stitch along. Sometimes I like to stitch along to the ASMR ones. And God saw from Teresa Kogut. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Sophia. Thanks for letting us know. I will be going and Googling that. I often do, you know, after I've had a live and I've thought, oh, I'm going to go back through that chat and find the name of that chart and then go and Google it. I'm not on a no buying, but I am on a no new start. So okay, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Were you snackish?
Mm-hmm.
Not ordering in again, are we?
Hmm?
So we're not ordering in again. I don't know why we were all so hungry last weekend. After I came off the live, I had a jacket potato with baked beans and salad, and it was lovely.
I think it was because we didn't have a great deal for tea last week.
Mm.
But
It's nice tea. We enjoyed it. I think the absence of roast potatoes and Yorkshire puddings made a difference.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, Sharon, I shall be saving my pennies. Don't worry about that. And I shall be calling in everybody that owes me money, whatever model stitching I get. And I shall also, obviously, you know, I mentioned on my floss tube, my YouTube earnings have paid for me to attend the big stitch. So keep watching those adverts, as long as they're not an hour long, eh? So, and, you know, if all else fails, I just put it on the flexible nightmare and hope for the best at the end of the month. The big stitch is being held at Magna in, well, it's actually, is it Rotherham or Sheffield, Magna?
Rotherham.
Right. It's in Rotherham, in my town. And Magna, it's a building that's now an event centre, but used to be a steelworks. So it's a huge cavernous sort of event space that can be portioned off. It has things like wedding fairs, it has concerts in there. It's had, like, you know, New Year's Eve parties in there, and, you know, all kinds of bits that sort of go on. But the big stitch is being held there, and it's not. I mean, if Andy and I were to jump in the car and drive down there now, it'd be what, 20 minutes at best. So it's not far from home. I would say I'd walk it, but not with my Lowry stand. No, that one's already done. Yeah, silver stitches, that's what we call it in this house, the flexible nightmare. That was the other thing that went wrong this week. I use a reloadable shopping cart through my work. We have access to a platform called Perks at Work, and you can get money back, or so much off, or that kind of thing if you go through Perks at Work. And I have a shopping card, and I get, I think it's 3% back. And I get it, I top it up once a month, and we're more than halfway through the month now, and I've only gone and lost the flipping thing. Add that to the disaster at weigh-in this week, and the ex-husband, didn't bode well for Thursday for me. Yep, 4 hours 34 at a good run. I would say that sounds about right, Patricia. It's, like I said, it is a big space. As event spaces go. I've been there a couple of times. I went to a wedding fair there. And if you remember, do you remember, Andy, when we went in and it was like a rabbit warren? Oh, I've lost him again. Well, Sharon, what I've done is I've contacted Perks at Work and told them that it's been lost, and told them when it was lost and the last transaction that was on it that I used it for, and gave them all the details. And there's no guarantee that they will try, but I last used it on Monday, and I didn't realise it was lost until the Thursday. So it's not looking good. I think what I might do next is, instead of having the actual physical one, I might do the e-one in my Google Wallet and do it like that, because there's less risk of losing a physical card. But yeah, it just seems like, bad luck has found me this week. Did win £10 on the lottery though. That's something, I suppose. That goes into my big stitch funds. It's just rhythm, silver stitches. When I get into it, and row by row, just plopping these stitches in. And because I don't pull the thread right the way through for the underneath, as you can see, I'm not doing like that and then like that. See, that just seems to take a long time. I just kind of hold on to it and turn the needle as quick as I can. Emily, Crafty Emily stitches, I think, in a similar way. She gets a lot of stitches in too. Also, I think for me, it helps to keep my tension even as well. Now, I've tried doing like that, and I always end up splitting the floss. What I'd have to do, Patricia, is actually probably do a close-up video of my stitching technique, so you can see how I hold the needle and hold the thread so that I don't split the floss, because there is actually a way to do it. And again, it's a bit like the working on even weave. It's all to do with the weave of the weave of the fabric. Oh, speaking of that video, Mal's not in tonight. Maybe she's busy. Never mind. I'm sure she'll catch up. Is it funny how you just sort of get to thinking, oh, I've not seen this person, or I've not seen that person, when you've been used to seeing them. Many pardons, I'm here repotting porch plants at the moment. What did you ask me? I don't think I asked you anything, Nell. It's all good. But if you're green fingered, you can come across here and do my garden. The only thing that would improve that right now would be a grenade. I don't do gardening. I just about mow the lawn, and if there's anything to do with potting plants or anything like that, nah, I'm out. You see, my ex-mother-in-law and my current mother-in-law, my lovely mother-in-law, are both big fans of gardening, but I never really care for it. You know, my mum used to garden as a kid, and when I was a kid, and used to sort of give us a little area of the garden to look after, but I was never bitten by the gardening bug. Silver Stitches, my brother does the gardening. Cool. I hate getting my hands near the soil. I have a black thumb. I tend to kill plants. Yeah, I'm the same. It was always a standing joke with my ex-husband that I even managed to kill a plastic plant once. It just fell apart. It's not for everyone, to be sure, but taking care of plants is nearly as peaceful for me as stitching. Yep, I can understand that. My ex-mum-in-law used to take a lot of pride in gardening. I do remember the one day though when she was using her, she had some like long-handled crops that were used for long branches on, tall branches on trees, and she'd also use them for going around the edge of a lawn and stuff like that, and the low down stuff, because she couldn't, get down to the low places so easily. She went through an electric cable. She was very lucky not to be seriously injured. And everything just went bang. And I was like, oh, and she said, I haven't done anything. I went, the big notch that's in the blades of these crops would tell me otherwise. So, big silver notch. And my mum used to spend hours in the garden before she got ill. Yeah. My neighbours do. My ex-neighbour used to spend a lot of time, and my neighbour on the other side spends time periodically in his garden. He has a big vegetable patch. Oh dear. Yeah, well, like I said, she was very lucky not to be seriously injured. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember going through it and then a denial, but my ex-mother-in-law used to like, shall we say, used to enjoy a wee tipple. Is that you, Hannah? Hannah, come and show your lovely nails to the people. Come on. Who wants to see Hannah's nails? Well, they're coming anyway. Come on.
We'll show the cat's nails first.
The cat's toe beans. There's the cat's fluffy toe beans. Right, okay, put the cat down.
I'm sure they're clean.
I'm sure they're clean. There we go. Look at Hannah's beautiful nails. So I've gone for the purple and she's gone for the, well, it's actually a lavender, a blue, glitter and a white. Thank you, Hannah. The San Diego area is literally an Eden for growing most things. It's enchanting how beautiful all plants grow. Yep. I love looking around big gardens from posh houses. I love flowers. They don't love me back. Yeah, that's same for me. Very pretty. Yep, they are. Professionally done. Yep, they are. We have a nail bar that I would not go anywhere else now. There was one I was faithful to for years, and then they changed all their nail artists and lost me as a customer because they didn't last. They were awful and rough as well. Hannah likes to have a little variety on her nails. She doesn't like to just have one colour, not like me, I'm boring. She likes to mix hers and, have 3 or 4 colours. I find plants to be like people, each thrive under their own special conditions. Never a truer word said. That's absolutely spot on. Let's see how many I've done, because we are already at 9:15. Oh, not done bad. A few more and then we'll stop for the night. Your nails have had some lovely comments, Hannah.
I do my best. It's hard work finding a photo every couple of weeks, you know. Very much hard work.
Yes, silver stitches, I am indeed doing full crosses.
Also, you know, because you love me.
Yeah. Cutting a stray thread.
I keep getting all the pajamas all the time at me. I don't know why. They keep appearing.
I don't know, kiddo. I do wax philosophical about it all. Crack myself up. Have you adjusted to your time change yet? That can work with the mood. Yeah, I tend to adjust quite well to the time changes. It doesn't tend to bother me. My most recent issue is with Mother Nature, because Mother Nature has decided that she's going to pick on me. Anyway, anybody got a voodoo doll? Make one in the shape of my ex-husband. Only joking. Honestly, if it did happen, I hope befell him now. I don't really either. But I am a great believer in karma. And I do believe that he will get his comeuppance one fine day. Karma will hit. What on earth are you listening to?
Sorry?
I said, what on earth are you listening to?
Oh, it's just a video that I wanted to watch.
All right, okay. Could you imagine sending one over here to the UK and the customs man opening it? That'd be funny. Now, I'm a great believer in karma, and that, you know, it will circle back round. Half a dozen more stitches and we are done, I think, because I will then have hit my 1,000 for the day. That means that I'll have done 335 on this, which is better than I started out at, isn't it? It's just because I've had a couple of long stretches of blockish stitching, which has been nice. So thank you all so much for joining me. Again, we've had another lovely sesh. I don't know how many were in here at peak, but I think I saw 43 at one point, which was nice. So yeah, 335 stitches done. Hi, Betty. 335 done, which has been nice. And as you can see, that A was completed earlier today, and we got more of the word mountain earlier today. So from 1,000 stitches, this column, most of this column, and this column so far. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. Fingers crossed that this week will be a better week for me. Trust me, if you're on my Facebook and I lose weight on Thursday, the celebrations will be heard. But yeah, it really is lovely. It's very appreciated, you guys coming in and spending this time with me. You know, I absolutely love it. I do adore, you know, just sort of being here, stitching away and chatting away. So this week I will do my usual Floss Tube Tuesday. Stitch with me Wednesday will be with Envy. Where's my little book? Stitch with me will be with Envy. Then I'll be working on She Sleeps. So Stitch with me tomorrow will be an ASMR. I'll film it tomorrow. It's released on Wednesday. And then Friday's Stitch with me with Chat will be Stitching Shelf. So Stitching Shelf will be back. And then for next Sunday's live, we will have the Lord of the Rings stained glass. So again, that'll be another, oh, excuse me, another nice change. So I did get it wrong on my Floss Tube. I thought I had 8 projects. I've got 9. Hi, Jamie. So with those 9, I shall, you know, just sort of keep them in rotation where I can. But yeah, that's it from me. So I will see you guys hopefully during the week. Sunday, 7:30 p.m. We'll have a live session, a chat. Oh, Jamie's just watched your Shaftesbury video, Andy.
Oh, cool.
What did you think, Jamie? Andy wants to know what you would have thought, and have you? Well, I'm sure you'll want to know. And have you left him a comment? Yeah. I actually haven't seen it. Is that really naughty of me?
No. Well, you need to do it tomorrow then. Why don't you? You usually have your headphones on, so.
Yeah. Jamie says, and I quote, "Bloody long walk up the hill."
It's steep.
That's one way of putting it, Jamie.
It is steep.
That is one way of putting it.
Why do you think I did it first? I got out of the way so that when I got to the top, I could recuperate for 5 minutes and then just carry on as normal.
Oh dear, all good fun. Right, okay, right. So I am going to be away, everybody. So thanks for watching. If you are joining late, this will be going out on replay, so you can catch it from the beginning. But a lovely long video, almost 115 minutes. So yeah, that's quite good. Nearly 2 hours worth. You lucky people. All right, we'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye for now.